I need help setting this up. I am now going to try to set up this camera best for this. This is all going to be a lot of information, so I don't know if this is going to be like multi-part. I really should have organized this a little bit better in terms of like what the content will be, but here we are. I'm just doing it, and you guys are coming for the ride. We're going to worry about the visuals right now, the video side of it, the angles, the camera angles, etc. So my main angle, my talking head, which is you guys here, I need to figure out where to put it. Now, I am sitting at this sit-stand desk. So we have options, right? I can raise this and stand at it, or I can sit at it. Now, the problem is, or at least I think the problem is that this stuff is hard to see. Like the couches are very low. They're Chesterfield couches, so they only go up to like here on you. There's nothing there. You know, this is going to be built out, but everything is low. So the camera, I feel like, needs to be raised a little bit so that you can get a better angle of it. And now you're also straight on to me, and I could angle it. So if I want to put it over to here, you guys will get more of this. And maybe that's better because it'll give you a little bit of like leading lines into the middle, which will be somewhat, behind my head. Or I could put you over here, but then you're going to get a lot more of this white wall with like a weird covered up window, and you won't get probably any of this wall over here with that. So, and then this couch. So the whole kind of space here doesn't really get seen. So this is angle 1. I don't know if I should lower this and just deal with it, or if I should raise this and this chair can't go any higher. So I have to raise this to standing height and then stand at it, which is what I had in my first couple YouTube videos when I was doing reviews of backpacks. And that was over here, going that way. So I can do that, and I like the idea of standing. There's a little more mobility to it, etc. I don't know if I want to be sitting, and I don't know if I want you to be watching me sit. I don't know. It feels lazy or something. I don't know. Why don't we try that? Let me bring this down first and see if that is a better angle for whatever reason. I can't see how it would be. You're going to lose all of this background here, and we're going to gain ceiling. So let me see. All right. Is this any better? So right now you are at exactly my eye height, and the camera is slightly down a little bit. And I think that gives you, I didn't turn this, I can't see the screen, but that gives you a full view of this here still on a wide angle. I think I'm at 16 mil without trying to get too much of the ceiling in. So this is angle 2. There's angle 1, this is angle 2. Okay. Let's try angle 3, which would be me raising this desk and raising that, and it'll be a standing desk. This is not plugged in. All right, let me set this up. Okay. Is this auto-focusing on me? I think it is. Okay. Here is angle 3. Now, you guys are actually below eye height. If I go down to about here, this is eye height. So like I can come in, like tell you a secret. But other than that, like me standing up is higher, so maybe this needs to come up. Okay, I set this up because it looked good in the screen without me in it, because you were getting all of this here. You could see in front of it, so like if I'm any further back or if I zoom out anymore, you're just gonna get like my white legs. So like, and then just see below, right? And that's just a distraction. I don't see the point in that. With my sexy legs, my sexy white legs. No, there's just no point, right? Let's just keep it like this. I think this is great. It almost has like a nice kind of runway. These are cool because these lines are all based off the angle. They're bringing you in. It's actually a really cool leading line, like setup organically that I didn't anticipate. So it's cool. Like everything kind of is like, right, like whoop, 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 right? So that's pretty cool. I think I like this angle. But I'm looking at the camera, the screen here, but it needs to go a little higher. So why don't we try that? And I think if we go higher, we can get a little bit more at eye level and then get a little bit less of this ceiling. And okay, let's try it. Okay, this isn't gonna work. We're getting there though. So, all right, I think we're too high. Again, I like this. What if I move it back? Let me try that. Okay, a little bit better. I think I'm better framed in the middle here. The camera's off a little bit. It's fine. It's just the concept. But like me standing up, I'm too high, so I still need to come higher. Let's try that. Any better? It's a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm framed well here. That's not bad. This isn't bad. Like this is perfect. I'm in focus. I'm in center. Both ways. This isn't bad, right? Now let's just pretend I'm doing something. Like we can put something here. We can put something here. All right. How about this? We're doing a comparison of the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Action 5, right? So I would be here, kind of doing something. See, like it's okay. It's just it needs to be better there. I just don't want this to go off frame, right? Like I want you to see what I'm doing, which means that I need to zoom out a little bit and get a little closer. We're going back and forth here. I have a 16 to 35 mil zoom lens here. That's all I got. So we got to make this work. What if we go on an angle? Am I getting crazy here? Okay, I'm not in center, but this isn't bad. I was trying to go like, 90 degree, like perpendicular lines, everything, but. Okay, what about this? This isn't bad. I don't know. See, you get a little bit of a leading line here. See how like where am I? It's over here. These come. These go in and down, so what is that point of all lines go to there? That is creating that towards my head a bit. I don't want to think too much into this, but at the same time, I want to just set this up, set it and forget it. Okay, so the angle I think is pretty good. I don't mind it. I don't know if it's just visually like your eyes like it better the other way where it was just more flush 90 degree on versus this like maybe like 15 degree angle. I can move this so that we're perpendicular here, which is fine. So imagine that this desk is this way. I'm more worried about the background and how that is perceived on your end. I think you still get this right here. You can see that, right? So I gotta figure that one out. But and we're also getting pretty close to my key light here. I don't mind it though. I really don't. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I can use some advice on this. But one thing I think I do get now is that I think the eye height is the better way to go. I mean, maybe a hair down, like I can look down a little bit at it, but like I don't want it to be like I'm looking down at you like authoritatively. Just kind of like an organic, because of the wide angle, it won't even be noticed. And maybe I can get a little more film here. Let's try that. Like that. Okay. I don't like this. This just looks messy. I mean, I look like I'm. It is an emergency post. Like I don't care about anything. No, I don't like this.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna stick with the first one. Let me put it back right now. That looks pretty centered, right? We got like
I have the lantern.
a little bit here, which is kind of the same. We got a little bit over here and a little bit over here. So like this square, the back wall is pretty centered right now.
Really want the excess.
So if I were to put like a picture there, that would work well.
This to be the light that lights the subject, which is me.
You lose the couches. I think that's
just
just something that's going to have to happen.
On the opposite cheek here, so you get a little bit of a contrast or
I'll just get some fill lights. I'll get some practical something.
This
Okay. Let me move this over
lantern
now. I gotta set
goes
this.
on there, and it's great, but it blows up the whole space. So
Okay. All right. Okay. So this isn't bad. This is pretty good. I think this is it. You guys are right now. You guys are at exact eye height, which is nice because I like to lean, and I think this is a little bit more practical versus like standing up all the time. But if I stand up, I might have to go a little bit up, a little bit up, a little bit down. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how to remember these things. All right. I think this is the best setup so far. This desk is white. I don't know if that really helps or hurts. It just creates a lot of exposure, bright exposure. All right. Let me try to do a little bit of lighting real quick. Okay. So this is super dark. Now I have no VND on here. There's no filter. I am shooting at 30 frames, 1/60, and the ISO, which is I'm on my ZVE1, so it's got dual native ISO. The bottom one being 640. So I try to keep it at 640, which I think is giving me a little boost here. I have a key light on. Let me see if I can. I've been using this one. Let me just use this one. Okay. All right. So I have a key light here, and I have a fill light here. They can both go much brighter. The question is, why? Because I think right now I'm pretty well exposed. I don't have like a hair light, but maybe something for here / top down would be nice. But the issue being the background, like you just lose everything I was just talking about. It gets lost back here. This is pretty good light. So yeah, we lose all of this, right? So like I might as well just be in a hallway because the background doesn't matter. Now I'm going to use my C stand for top downs, which is fine. I do have a couple like little cheap light stands. And I have a couple lights, so maybe I should try those lights. Now here's another question. I have a lantern for this. Let me get it. So I have the lantern here, which is for this. So I have this softbox which directs the light directly on my face because I don't really want the excess fill, in theory. I want this to be the light that lights the subject, which is me, and I want the fill light to fill not as much on the opposite cheek here, so you get a little bit of a contrast or change in tone. This lantern goes on there and it's great, but it blows up the whole space. So you lose the separation between me and the background if everything is equally lit. And I think that was the issue I found originally, which was that I kind of get lost in the background because the tone and the lighting and the brightness, the loom, all that is all, whatever you want to call it. It's all kind of the same. So this is the concept, but a bit too drastic. It's too dark back there. So I think this is where practicals come in. Now, these two lights, let me look. Yeah, so I'm at 63% on that light, and I'm at 50% on this light. So these can get a lot brighter. Why don't we try? There's no point. If I do that, then I'm just going to create overexposure on my face for the intent of getting a little bit of splash on the back. I don't want to do that. I'd rather light me properly. Like I feel like I'm lit pretty properly right now. Maybe a hair dark. This one's actually brighter than this one. Interesting. Oh yeah, because I'm not in it. There we go. All right. Let me try to get some practical back here. Does that help? I'm gonna raise me a little bit here. All right. What about something like that? Let's get this out of the way. What about that? That's not bad. It's a good starting point, right? I'm trying to check off the most boxes here. So I think standing is the way to go because I feel a little more interactive versus sitting and almost like I'm working at a desk. This is more of like a utility table. So I like standing. So you guys are at eye height. You're a hair below eye height right now. You're at my eye height. This would be a little bit more. which puts me towards the top of the frame. So I kind of like this, although I do want to be able to stand. That's fine. This is fine. I can tweak that. You get this, what do they call this? Like cutting table, cutting board, cutting mat, which has the lines on it, which I believe you can see. And they're slightly inward, which gives a little bit of a leading line effect towards the center frame, which is great. I don't know if you can see, because I got all the menus on the sides here, but I don't know if you can see the corner there and the corner there. But if you can, then you might kind of get the boxy, you know, like, you know, looking down into a room and you get that kind of leading line. You might get that a little bit. You get a little bit of the couches. They aren't really well lit. I don't know what to do here. Let's see. So I put one light behind me. See, I'm hiding it. It's right there. I thought it would give me a little bit more like of a balloon. I've seen people do that, but I don't think you really see it, or at least it gets lost between these two lights. All right, let me see. That's not bad. Yeah. Camera's pretty far, so I'm going to need to have a screen here, but this isn't bad. The light, love this. Okay. Can I like, just sync these audios? Okay, so I have this light here, which is facing this way and kind of lighting up the background there, illuminating. I have a little, one of those little lights here, which I'm hiding behind. You can't just so you can't really see it, which is lighting up the corner here. And then I got another one of these, what do you call these? Tube lights over here, which is kind of on the back side of this picture frame, facing that way and lighting up that corner. So you're getting a nice kind of, you're at least seeing the corner of the room. It's increasing the leading lines there and a bit there. And I think this is just kind of adding a little bit of glow back there. What do you think? This isn't bad. This isn't bad. All right, I got to get back to work. This was 2 hours that I could put aside to get moving on this and start chiseling away. But I got to go to work. So that's it for this video. I'm going to call it there. That was a long ass video. I'm going to chop this down. Again, this is all me hodgepodge doing this. This isn't like me planning out video 1, video 2, video 3. And you know, none of that. This is me figuring this out, and I want to bring you along in real time and help me figure this out. Help me figure out what the best thing is. And maybe you guys can learn something through my trials here for anything that you want to use or go, I don't want that at all. So thank you for proving to me that I don't want that. Okay. All right, guys, that's it for now.